Hello guys, Deb here with Art and Grace. Happy Tuesday. You guys pop in here and hang out with me for a little bit. We will have some fun and do some cute art. Hopefully cute. So I'm gonna wait until somebody pops on, confirm that you can hear me and see me. Hi Linda. Awesome, glad you're here. And I can hear me, so I think y'all can too. I had my little iPad up here. How is your day today, Linda? Hopefully everybody has a good day. The sun is shining here in Texas, so I'm happy about that. It was actually chilly and kind of windy here yesterday. And so, yeah, I'm glad the sun is out. It makes it such a nice day. Hello, Joyce. Hi, Christy. How are y'all this morning? I'm doing great, other than back pain. Doing good otherwise. Oh, thanks, Christy. And I actually found out how to sprinkle it to my group, so I was really happy about that. I got that down. So y'all come on in. I am going to do some cute, like whimsical rooster art. So this is totally different than what I've been doing, but I think it'll be really cute for a kitchen or something like that. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be using this gorgeous black glass. Can y'all see that? It's so pretty. And it just kind of came to me when I was looking at this glass thinking, what can I do? I love this stuff. It's gorgeous. And I thought, roosters. We love roosters. I mean, who doesn't love a good rooster, right? So, or hen, I don't know, whatever. Isn't that sad? I don't know. Like, I guess a rooster's a boy, is that right? And a hen's a girl. Oh, is it really, Christy? Good morning, Brenda. How are you this morning? All right, guys. Hi, Cecile. Glad you're here from Canada. I love that. I love that you pop in here all the way from Canada. You know, isn't the internet a great thing? Because we would never have met otherwise. I am going to sketch out a rooster. So hold tight and let's see if we can do this. Just kind of a whimsical, I wanted to get the size down right. But I want to show y'all how easy it is. You know, I try to provide tracers, especially for the group that I have. They always get the tracers for everything I do. But if I can find a pencil, I'm going to just show y'all kind of how I do it because it's super easy. Isn't that strange? I cannot find a pencil. I think because all of mine need to be sharpened. I might have to use a pen or marker. Okay, we'll go for a marker. Let's see. The black glass, I get it off Amazon. I have it all linked in my Amazon store. 28 degrees, Linda. Wow, that is too cold for spring. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so this is going to be just like I said, like a totally whimsical, but I need it in this size. So we're going to have a beak, that little hangy down thing. And something like that. Okay. Maybe a little larger beak and larger thing. Okay. That's not bad because I just wanted whimsical, so this will work. All right. Thank you, Beverly, for sprinkling. I appreciate you guys. Y'all do me so good. Hi, Tana. How are you this morning? And afternoon some places, I guess. I always say that. I mean, it just depending on where you are. So take a little piece of carbon paper if you have it, and if not, you can just stencil on the back of your design. But once you have something that you like, you can just trace it onto your canvas. Now, if I had pencil, I could have done it right on the canvas and not worried about it. But since I didn't, and I'm just going to use this. You can use a stylus or a pencil or whatever. Anything to get this little design traced on there. I just needed it to fit this space well and didn't want to go over. Get all that. You just kind of look at it. Okay, got it. That is that. So that's how easy it is. You can totally wing it and just get it on there yourself if you want to. I'm going to leave the background white. I will paint it though, just because the white that they do put a little coating on these of gesso, but it's never quite white enough for me. So I am going to go ahead and, I just washed my brushes, y'all. They're good and clean. Anyway, I just like to go ahead and put a little background, and you'll see, I think you'll be able to see even on camera how it does whiten it up from what the factory does. So let me just put some down here, and then I will show you. But this, you know, this is an optional step. You don't always have to paint the background, but it will just give you a brighter white. And what they put is minimum. So if you ever need, or you're doing a really nice painting, it's good to go ahead and put some gesso down. I'm just using white acrylic paint for this, but let's see if y'all can tell on camera. I don't know if it will show the difference between this side and this side. I don't know. Let's see if y'all can tell. Hi, Jean. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know that you can tell on camera, but it does. This side is a little dingy looking, to be honest, and this side is nice and white. So I do want it nice and white. Where'd my white go? Oh, you can. Good. Hi, Deborah. How are you today? Y'all let me know, what are your plans today? Anybody doing anything? I guess everybody's working. I always think somebody must be having fun out there doing something fun, but I think we're all working, which for me obviously is fun. But I know for most of you guys that work in offices or whatever, it's, you know, kind of a necessary evil. Not always fun. But taking breaks in the day is good to hang out with your friends and see a little bit of art. So I'm glad you guys are popping in. Okay. So I've got a good background now for my little rooster. Good. Glad you're doing good, Deborah. I miss all my getting to interact as much with all my friends once we changed the Art and Craft Showcase group. Everybody kind of went their different ways, but Deborah and I have stayed pretty well in touch, thankfully. And I am so grateful. Oh, good. Cindy's already painting. Awesome. That is great. Okay, we're going to get a little rooster painted on here, and then we will add our glass. It's going to be so pretty. Oh, you know what I need to do? I do need to save some spots, because what I was picturing is, I'll just show you with my brush. Let me find a good round brush here. So I'm going to save some spots and leave a little room for my, I'm going to do some clear. So I'm going to have most of this black with just little bits of clear for certain spots. So I'm going to kind of go around this outline. You guys let me know how you're doing and what's going on in your neck of the woods. Driving to Los Angeles, flying to Florida to see your sister. Oh, that's great, Brenda. How far is LA from where you are? Okay, so then I'm going to leave a little white there, come back and do black, and then black over here. So we'll have a little bit of interest going on in the rooster. I go back and forth. We had some roosters in our kitchen, and right now it's just more farmhouse look. But I think this would be super cute for a kitchen or bathroom, or, you know, somewhere that you can get away with this fun, whimsical art. So you guys sprinkle this out there so somebody who needs to see this can see it. You're in McAllen visiting mom and siblings. Great. McAllen, is that south, Deborah? I'm so glad that y'all got to see family. Because you're in, is it Mississippi? 2.5 hours, Brenda? That's bad. That's not bad. I'm getting ready for a event this weekend, and I went yesterday to find some things like, you know, moss and things, because we're doing a fairy garden event, and I've never done anything related to that. So I'm excited. It's, you know, I love being stretched and kind of get outside of my box, because that is when creativity really will happen. So very excited to do that. You guys will have to watch, and if you're busy you can watch the replay, but I'll be live Saturday at 12:15 with my portion, but it goes on Saturday and Sunday. Lots of fabulous creatives. I'm very, very blessed to get to be a part of it, and grateful to Kathy DiDomenico and Chris Hunter for allowing me to participate. Hi, Jean. Glad you're here. Hello, Kim. Rio, yes. Okay, yes. Good. My memory is not as bad as sometimes I think. Y'all, did y'all hear my story yesterday? I've told it a couple of times, different places, but it's just so ridiculous. I went to Michael's to pick up, I need a smaller brush. This is getting too hard with that big one. I went to Michael's yesterday specifically to pick up something I had ordered. And, you know, I walked in and was going to just go pick it up. But, you know, of course, there was like nobody in there. It just seemed like the store was empty. So it was like a good time to go look around. So I was like, I'm going to go see, you know how you just kind of look for the red tags, like the clearance tags. I was going to see what they had on sale. And I did find a few things. And when I got up to the register, I ran up and I was almost home when I realized I didn't pick up my order that I went for. So I went specifically to pick up an order and left it there. I was so frustrated. So when I get off of here, I have to go there and get that and then go to the post office. And I'm trying to decide if I want a little bit of white up here in this head portion, maybe. Trying to picture it in my mind what that would look like. Maybe. So that's why I'm leaving that little bitty. Has anybody ever done that, or do I need to be concerned? I mean, of course, I'm always concerned with my mom having Alzheimer's, and her parents had it, excuse me, as well. But I just think sometimes I have a lot on my mind, and you know, I don't know. Good morning, Joyce. Yeah, so y'all let me know if that is anything that you might have ever done, or am I losing it already? Really young to be that bad already, so I'm hoping that it's just too much on my head, on my mind, and not, I don't know, just not paying attention. Oh, Christy, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, hi, Tarita. How are you? You almost missed me. Did you get your text alert? Okay, I'm going to leave those for the white. Those two spaces. Let's do the red and the beak. Yeah, it kind of freaked me out. And yes, I know, Linda, that I like to make lists, and I usually do, and I probably had one on my phone because I kind of have a running one on my phone of things I need to do next time I go and things. And I did run by Dollar Tree, guys, and they are changing the Dollar Tree that I go to the, I don't know what you call it, but you know, where they have more of the $5 and higher items. So they had a whole new row that I've never seen before with crafts and stuff. And I was thrilled because some of the stuff, you know, I thought was not worth it for $5 or whatever, but some of it is actually really good. And they had canvas, or, you know, the wood panel boards, really, really nice boards for $3. That is totally worth it. So I was happy to find those. And if you buy them in bulk, you might can get them cheap or cheaper even. But sometimes I don't want bulk. I just need a couple, you know. And so that's a great option to be able to run in there and grab a couple. Dollar Tree Plus. The sign hadn't changed yet, but they are definitely working on it. So it is, Linda, a whole weekend, like all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We'll all be making our own fairy garden with our own unique touches. And so, yeah, I've never made one, you know, really didn't even know what I needed to get. I had to look some up on Pinterest. I didn't really love any of them. So I'm doing my own thing. And then I saw Debbie Rigg say today that she was like, you know me, I'm going rogue. And I was like, yes, because now I have permission to go rogue. I can do my own thing and not worry about it. You know, it'll be cute and not totally traditional. So y'all come support me. 12:15 on Saturday. I'm always nervous when I go live in a group. Especially with the fabulous creators that I'll be in here with. It's always a little nerve-wracking. I'm trying to think. I need feet, so I think I'll do brown for the feet, or the legs, whatever, and the beak. I'll do like a orangey yellow maybe. Oh, really? Ooh, a Family Dollar Tree. That's awesome. I don't have a Family Dollar near me, so I never go, but is it similar to the Dollar Tree? Oh, thanks, Linda. I appreciate it. I sure do. It's just like, I think it's just like if you were going to do something, an event, and you look out in the crowd and you see your family and you're like, okay, you know, you just focus on them and you're not as nervous anymore. That's how I feel when I do events. I get so nervous and I'm afraid nobody will be there. And then when I see people that I know and y'all come on my page, I'm like, yes, thank you. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate it. Okay, let's do a little beak here. This one is so small that it's a little harder to paint upside down and kind of backwards. I don't have any room for error with this tiny little beak. Aw, thanks, Joyce. So Family Dollar is like Dollar Tree, or is it like Dollar Store? I need to go to the Dollar Store because I keep hearing people say that they have found some great stuff and I just haven't been in a long time. I went, let's see, I just ran in to get, you know how you go in for one thing, and I had to go down the main row, and they did have a lot of crafty stuff. And I really wanted to look, but I was in a big hurry and just couldn't. So I do need to go back and see what they have going on now. You just never know. Okie doke. I'm going to paint in this a little bit more white, and then we'll be ready for some glass. I want to be sure this is nice and neat. The only thing I don't like about doing this glass art with you guys is that you can't see the finished product until the next day, because it does have to cure overnight, you know, and so it's liquid when I put it on, and then tomorrow when I show it, it'll be dry. I like immediate results, which you won't get, but you can tell it'll be cute. And honestly, this is a cute little painting. If I wasn't going to do glass art, I would put polka dots all over him or something. Aw, thanks, Sissa. How are you today? Thank you for sprinkling. Oh, not too good there, Linda. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Jackie. How are you today? Oh, are they all in by the same place? I didn't know that. Yes, Deborah, it is like folk art painting, and I love that. I did a really, really fun bird last year that was folk art style. And that folk art style works really well for me because I like the whimsical paintings, and that's kind of how those are. I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit where make it a really neat, nice line. You don't have to, there's no, but since I have the white out, I might as well. And before you put your glass down, you just want to be sure that your paint is dry. And I get my glass from Amazon. You can also, like Cindy Manley with Art Shattered, she sells glass, and it looks to be that, you know, very, very similar, if not the same that I get. So you can check her website, artshattered.com. If I had more of a demand, I would like to sell it as well, but I can't order the quantity it would take and just have it sit here, you know. Thank you, Jackie, for the stars. I appreciate that. Bye, Deborah. Have a good time with your family. And I'm doing good, Sissa. Thank you. Oh, good, Linda. You're going to do a cross. Okay, so let's take the heat gun and dry this baby up. And then we will put our pretty glass. Look at this. Ooh, it's going to be pretty. And Sissa, you'll appreciate this. I took apart a bracelet. Can y'all see this? Took apart a bracelet to make, I wanted the red things off of the bracelet. See these little, aren't they perfect? Little chips. It's coral chips, and they're going to be perfect for this part of the rooster. Hold up, hold up. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ann. How are you today? Sneaking in at work, huh? Thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. Oh, I know. I love seeing your pictures, Sissa. Was that a grandson or nephew? Who was that sweet picture I saw last night, I think it was? Or this morning, forget. Oh, Linda, that's a great idea. Are we in a stars party? Why did Ann send me 3 stars 3 times? Thank y'all. I'm thinking, should we put a little bit of, maybe we should put a little bit of like hay looking stuff down here. That might be cute. And give it a little interest because it is kind of plain. So let me do that real fast. That won't take long. Let's see. I'm going to use what's on my palette here. So I'm going to mix my brown and white and then add the yellow. For my base color here. And then we'll move to more of a yellow. You know, I always do this in threes, so and then I'm going to move to my small brush and do one more. He's your niece's son. He was precious. Aw. Yeah. He was adorable. Well, good for him. He got all the attention. And sometimes, you know, one particular child will need that because they always share attention. So maybe that was perfect. I'm probably going to do two. I'm probably going to do this yellow color and then a white on top of it. I'm just putting a little bit down here to represent hay, straw, whatever they stand on, you know. And then I'm going to add more white so it'll be more of a highlight. So make that yellow almost a white. I don't know if y'all can see my palette. Okay, how's that? Just a little bit of hay down there. Bonnie, did I say glass? Yes, I just said, I think the last thing I said about it was I would love to sell it, you know, have a bunch and sell it, but I just, you know, would need the volume. And I don't think enough people would want to buy it to warrant me buying big, you know, bunches of it and breaking it up like that. I do for you ladies, in, you know, well, so far in the kits, I give you exactly what you need. So I wish I had one handy, but when you buy a kit, it's going to have everything you need, like the glass in one bag, the resin, I have those in packets in another bag. I'm just now starting to do the resin. You know, paint, brushes, everything is just all in that kit, which makes it super convenient. Hi, Marty. How are you? Okay, can y'all see this? Is that not the prettiest glass? I just love this. It's just gorgeous. It's black, so it's just so shiny and pretty. Can't really tell on the camera, I guess, but so we can just kind of place it how we want it. Now, you can do this and dump it, and you know, this is how a lot of people do it, and that's great, and it looks really cute. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just for me. I think we all have to kind of come up with our style and the way we like to do it. So see how that is? That's really cute, and you can totally do that, and it's gorgeous. And I like having it piled like that as I take it off. But several reasons I do it this way. One, to kind of have my own unique way of doing it. I like having, you know, just something that this is the way I do it. So when you see it, you know that's Deb's, or, you know, Deb, I don't know, whatever. But also you're using less glass. So you're going to get that gorgeous look, but using the least amount of product you have to. So it saves it for other projects. You can do more. So that's, you know, part of it too. And keeps the cost down for you guys too, because right now I'm offering these as kits. So I want everybody who wants to try it to be able to try it. And if I was to sell it and have the glass, you know, you'd have to have a huge bag. It would get costly. So this way I can keep it reasonable. And if you really want to try it, you know, you can grab a kit and see what you think. So I just am placing it. And like I said, it's really pretty in the finished result. So you can do it either way. And of course, if you buy a kit from me and you want the dump method, then you just send me a note that says, by the way, double the glass, and I'll just send you an invoice for the extra glass, you know, if that's not a... And I told y'all before that this is like a puzzle for me, so I'm putting this together and just placing, and I can just scan my pieces and tell what's going to look good where. Hope y'all can see okay. Yes, sis, I will get with you. Today, this week is just kind of a busy week, especially today is going to be busy. Got a lot to do today, as well as going live here and then in the group. But tomorrow I can definitely get with you and do that. And I've had a couple of people mention an auction again, doing an auction, and I'm all game if you guys will come. But if I'm sitting here and there's like 3 people, it's going to be really awkward. Really awkward. And I don't want to do that at all. So I need to know y'all would come and bid. Ugh, it's scary. But I do have so much pretty glass art that I need to do something with. Did I tell y'all about the fly? I don't think I've been live since that happened, or have I? Or at least to tell the story. I made a custom order for somebody. Sometimes people message me and ask me to make something, and I send them an invoice and all that. So she did. She asked me to make something, and I made it. And it was, so when I make one for somebody, I mean, it's going to be near perfect. You know, I mean, I make sure that it's near perfect. And it was so pretty. And I covered it with a box. So I used to have a tent from the Dollar Tree where I could see inside it. But you know, a Dollar Tree, it lasted for 6 months maybe, but it broke. So right now I'm just covering with a box. So I had like this big Amazon box, and I covered it up and left. And the next day when I came in to look at it, just guess what had happened. Let's see if y'all can even guess, because I screamed. Let's just say that. So, anybody have any ideas? But needless to say, I had to start over from square one. I was so bummed. But, you know, the next one turned out just as good, but it was just a waste. Big waste. And remember, I'm in Texas, so when you think about what might have happened, think about what we have here in Texas that could have ruined it. See this piece? This is going to be perfect for our tail because it's kind of skinny, so I'll just go ahead and set that right there. May not use it exactly right there, but I do kind of survey what I have out in front of me and find pieces that I can tell will look good in certain spots. I don't think I want that one. Yeah, I don't think I had told it. Oh, Mindy, I'm so glad it wasn't a snake. I'm not terribly scared of snakes outside. You know, if I just see one, I'm not going to freak out, but I don't want them in my house. And if it's non-poisonous, okay, whatever, but if I had a poisonous snake in here, I would definitely freak out. And we have a creek close to our house, just really right down the street. So all the time our neighbors are like, look at this snake we found, and you know, we have this snake in our house. And so I'm always aware. But I think Blue would find it pretty quick, surely. Let's see if y'all guessed it. Scorpion. No. Do you know, Linda, that happened the other day too, but that wasn't what happened here. I grew up in Arlington, and literally we had a big backyard. So let me back up. Grew up very modestly from like birth to 3rd grade or 4th grade. In 4th grade, going in 5th, we moved into a house in Arlington, and it was nice. It was a nice house. You know, middle class, but nice and big, and had a big backyard. And then right beyond the backyard, we had a chain link fence, and behind that was a creek, and it was not anything pretty, but just a big creek. It ran all the way down the neighborhood, and big trees. It was really, you know, looking back, I'm like, wow, that was a nice area that we lived in. I didn't even realize it. But, you know, lots of critters. And it, like I said, it wasn't the kind of creek that you want to go. Now, boys did, my brother did, but it wasn't a kind of creek you could enjoy. It was more, you know, like who knows what's in that creek. Well, we had scorpions in our house really bad because of that creek. And we also had a big stone fireplace, and they liked that stone. And, you know, you just, if we had company or anybody over, and you were, or, you know, one of us kids would always end up sitting on the fireplace on the stone. And there was always scorpions in our house. So, like, you know, you just look down and there'd be one crawling. I mean, not always, but, you know, a lot. Hi, Bricky. So do y'all remember the loofah pads that were real big back in the 80s? Like, it looked like a square, and if you turn it sideways, it had the little holes going in, you know. And back then, we thought we were supposed to, like, scrub our face with it. Crazy, right? That's so abrasive. But back, you know, at some point, we were told to do that. So anyway, I picked one up, and I was washing my face with it and doing this and all that. And when I put it down, I saw the tail come out, and he had been in there the whole time I was using it and didn't know. Scorpion. So back to my beautiful art that I made for this custom order, and I pull off the box to look. I know, sis. Pull off the box to look, and there was a fly just stuck into the art. Literally could have freaked out. I mean, I screamed because I was so mad. I was like, no! And I knew I couldn't get it out, but I, you know, went in there and tried to pick it out with a toothpick. I chunked it in the trash. I mean, it was unsavable. I didn't want art with a fly that had been in it, and I wasn't going to give it to anybody, so I just chunked it in the trash. But I was really upset at that fly. But, you know, they get in the house. We have a dog, and we open the door a lot, and but they're bad here. I think flies are just bad in Texas, don't y'all? If you're from Texas, you know. Flies, mosquitoes. Let me see what y'all said about snakes. Yeah, we have copperheads here too. Organic art. That's funny. You know what it reminded me of? It's like, you know, those sticky traps. That's what it's like. It was just, you know, at one point through the process, that was the perfect surface. That if anything, which is why you have to cover it, because dust or whatever, anything lands on it, it's going to be there permanently. So what I assume maybe is that when I put that box on, he was under there and I didn't know. I don't know, because how else could he have, you know, it was pretty weird. But yes, Noreen, I use art resin, and it is safe to use. I do recommend go on their website, just type in art resin as all one word, and look it over, read the safety data sheet and everything. But it is non-toxic, very, very, very low odor. I don't really smell it. And I've told everybody I do get really bad headaches from smells. So where's my little poker? So, oh, this one does not bother me at all. I hope y'all can see. I'm gonna hold this up because it is so, that black is so shiny and pretty. I just love it. This would be so cute hanging in a kitchen. Makes me want to redo mine. Black and white and roosters. I hope this isn't boring for y'all watching me place it, but I'm telling you, when nobody's here and I can just, you know, go to town on these, it is so relaxing. And that's the whole reason I started doing art, was to relax. So that's why this is kind of just my thing. And I do dump the glass sometimes for different things, but I really, really like the way this looks too. So it's not just because I'm frugal. Barn swallows. Oh, you know what I've heard? Hang something shiny. Now, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but like last summer, I love sitting outside and I paint outside, even though it's hot. I try to do it in the morning before it gets too hot in the summer. But the flies and just mosquito, whatever, I don't like all that. So I heard to put water like in a water balloon or a bottle. So I used a plastic bottle and I put water in there and hung it from our porch. So it's kind of, you know, going around with the wind and the sparkle, I guess, of it. And they stayed away somewhat, you know, better. So I don't know if that would work for birds. Just something moving that's sparkly kind of startles them maybe. Yeah, me too, Christy. Like for your sunflower, I love, you know, the cluster in the middle. It just depends on what it is, for sure. Ooh, that's great, Tiza. What a great idea. How are you feeling? Ooh, yeah. They're trying to nest on your wind chimes. Aw. I'm a bird lover, but I don't love that issue they're causing. That would be yuck. If you're just popping on or you didn't hear me, please join me Saturday. I'm part of the Sparkle Room event for the fairy gardens, and I've never made one, so this will be my first, and I would love for you guys to come support me. It's at 12, my time is 12:15 Saturday Central, but it'll be going on all day Saturday and Sunday, and so lots of fun stuff. I cannot wait to see everybody's. And I'm still working on mine because, like I said, I've never done anything like a fairy garden and did not know what to do. So I'm still working on mine. I want it to be really cute. Don't like that there. Yes, Mandy, it's in the Sparkle Room. I'll be live on my page and then they share us into the Sparkle Room. But if you want to see all of them, just go get in the Sparkle Room. That's the best place to be. It's a free group, and that way you can see everybody all in a row or go back and see everybody's replay. It's just a lot better. But I know some people don't want to get into groups. They just are already in too many or something. But that's a good one to be in. So maybe cancel another one that you don't get in and get in that one. That's my suggestion. Chris and Kathy do fantastic events. And I am so grateful to be included. Because I always say I'm a little fish in this pond with those ladies, and just grateful they allow me to have a part. Okay, now one thing I forgot, I didn't save room for, or I should have put my clear in there, but I didn't think about it. So let's dump out. Now, when I buy clear, you'll see, if you ever order, some of the glass is beautiful, sparkly, clear, clear, clear. And some of it has this haze on it. I don't know what else to call it. I have tried cleaning it. Does anybody else know a better way? It's like it's just on there, so I don't know if it's just part of the glass or what, but it doesn't show once you're done. It shows clear, so you can still use it. So now I've just got to pop these in there and try not to move the rest. That's a good one for right here. Perfect. Looking for some kind of thin slivers are perfect for right now. And, you know, don't do as I do. You should wear gloves. I don't, but I should. I actually did cut myself on a piece of glass the other day. Yeah, but so. Aw, thanks, Lisa. How are you today? Yeah, it's fine clear. I mean, once you put the resin, it didn't have the haze, so I don't know what the deal is with it. I hope this isn't boring for you guys. I'm almost done. This is just a few more pieces of this clear. I'm gonna have to move these two because I need in here. I want to turn this baby around. Sometimes it's literally like a puzzle and you're like, oh, that piece will fit perfect if I turn it around. That's why if someone purchases art from me, it's gonna be near perfect, because this is the kind of detail that I want to go to make it really good for them. None of this is perfect though. Remember that, you know, any kind of art is not going to be perfect. This glass art won't be perfect. And that's okay. But I just mean, it's kind of a challenge for me to get these pieces right. And then it just really looks good when you do. And I wish I could pick this up and show you, but I'm afraid to. I don't want any of these to move before I do the resin. because really it is like a puzzle, and they're perfect right now, and I don't want to chance messing it up. But I will post some pictures when it's done. Need one more in there. Oh, does she, Brenda? Oh, thanks. Thank you. Oh, Christy, thanks. And that surprises me because you're a pro, girl. You know, I thought you knew everything. But I just try to share anything I know or anything that I've learned, or, you know, maybe I tried something that didn't work. I'll tell y'all. That's how we all learn. Okay, so once I have, oh, I didn't finish up here. Actually need one more little one right there, little bitty. And you know, it's funny because I need like a little triangle. Well, sure enough, you'll find one that's in the shape of a little triangle. There's all different pieces in here and sizes. And I need a couple right there. And so, yeah, I've got to go back to Michael's and pick up the order I left there yesterday. So silly. I'm not shopping today. Just picking up. Oh, that came together perfect. Okay, let's do our red. So these are little coral beads for like jewelry making. And I had made a bracelet, but not sold it or done anything with it. I just have a lot of jewelry that I need to do something with. So I just took this bracelet apart and got these little pieces off. And they're perfect for, I don't know, what's this thing called on the rooster? I want to say plume, but I don't know. That could be a peacock. Oh, you found the bubble glass at Michael's? Artsy Shelf Sitters. I do Artsy Shelf Sitters. Oh, cool. The kit is just like what you see. So I have all different kinds, and you can see some behind me. But you get the canvas, the glass, the paint, the resin, paint brushes, you know, gloves, little medicine cups. You pretty much get everything in there that you need to make one. And I have just different ones, and they're on my website. It's artgracepaint.com. And then I did put my number for text because I do want to, once I get some listed, some new ones listed, I will send out a text to let you guys know to grab one. The one that I'm most excited about is coming up, the beach one. It's so pretty. But I've got these first. Really need, I didn't make that probably big enough. The beach one, Sissa? Yeah. Hi, Mary. How are you? How are you feeling, girl? I might should, Linda. I don't know. I need to talk to Terry about that. I've thought about it. Oh, thank you, Cecile. I appreciate that. You're sweet. I always feel bad, you know. I feel like it's sad, but I feel like, you know, gosh, I need to be entertaining people, but really I'm just doing my thing. I'm showing y'all how to do it, and you're right, you know. A lot of the people that I enjoy watching are funny or whatever, and so I have to remember I don't have to be that way. You know, I can just be me and do my thing. And okay. This probably was going down a little bit more. Like that. Okay. And then I think we should put one on the little beak. Now here's where you will cut yourself if you don't wear gloves, is putting it back into the glass or whatever you have it in. So I'll take, usually it's more like a poster, a piece. I use these a lot, these little cards, and they're kind of more like poster weight, and just scoop it up and then put it into the jar. So don't ever just pick up your glass with your hands, because you will get, you know, little shards of glass or sharp edges that will cut you. So, or wear gloves. I mean, we should be wearing gloves, and I'm not a good example, but my hands get hot if I wear them to put glass on, and I need my finger dexterity, so I just don't wear gloves to do it. But you should. We should. Okay, let's get a piece of gold, and I'm gonna need just one piece in a triangle shape. So let's kind of just test out some of these. Some of them will be too big, some too small, some, just get a couple and see what we think. This is clearly too big. Oh, y'all, that looks like it's going to be perfect. I like that one. Can y'all see that? Oh, I'm going to pick it up, y'all. Help me not to drop it. Can y'all see that? The beak is perfect. I love it. Okay, that's the fun to me, is going, yes, I found a piece, you know. Because when you get the glass, you're going to get all different shapes and sizes, and you just make it work. Okay, guys, we are ready for resin. Let me see what time it is. I really wasn't going to stay on here this long. Resin on hand-painted earrings. I believe I do, Cecile. I just did the cutest Texas. I was going to make a necklace out of it, but I think it's really too small. So I'll probably do another one and make it an earring. But this is a painting I did. You can see it right there. Just colors reversed, and so maybe I'll do earrings with these. But yeah, I did do resin because I had some left over when I was doing do y'all want to see the resin part, or do you want me to do it off camera, because we've already been on an hour? Yeah, it is pretty. Now, triple thick, I'm telling you the truth, triple thick will get almost the same look. It really will. It gets a really nice, thick, glossy look. So if you, many times I just use the triple thick because it is almost as good. But you can't really use it with this. It's not for this. But the resin does have a little more of a thicker look, I guess, but I'm telling you, if I held two up, you probably wouldn't know. You probably wouldn't. So triple thick is a great alternative for smaller things. Yes. Anybody else want to see the resin, or are y'all good? Because I don't want to stay on if everybody's like, yeah, I've seen it. You know, I know. I can just show you. You did, Jean? Yeah. Doesn't it, have you looked at it today? Because doesn't it look good? So, sorry, are you saying yes, you want to see? I never mind. I just don't want to bore y'all. Okay. Hi, Maria Liberty. How are you today? Grabbing gloves. Let's see. Grabbing a stick. Grabbing my cups. I'm probably gonna do, I'm such a saver, y'all. I'm like, I don't need 2 cups. I'm gonna do 1. Okay, I'll do it, Noreen. Thank you. I'm glad y'all want to stay. Okie doke. Is Christy on, my friend? She always times me, and if not, maybe somebody else can. And I usually, for people that I've made these for, I'm usually signing the back because, oh, are you? Thank you, Christy. You're so awesome. But I know you don't always have the time, so never worry about it. Thank you, Shelby. When you guys, excuse me, when you guys sprinkle this out, it helps me a lot because there's going to be somebody who has not ever seen this who needs to see it. And they need to try it. So by sprinkling it out there, it allows other people who you may not even know to see it. So thank you for doing that. I'm just making a quick pass to be sure there's no, and there was a little speck. My little bead moved on me a little, so I'm gonna fix that. They don't have to be perfect, but I do want. I'm gonna try moving this one over here. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. All right, I think we're good. I just moved it again, y'all. My can't be careful enough. Doesn't take much. Now, you can use a little bit of clear glue, tacky glue. And sometimes I put those in the kit if it needs it. Your beach kit will get some. Because sometimes you want to like put a dot of glue like on these pieces because you just need them to not move. If they move, they just don't look as good. But for the most part, I don't. I just try not to touch it. Or move it very carefully. Okay, so when you're mixing your resin, you're gonna have a resin and a hardener. It's a 2-part process, and it's 50 to 50. You know, so if you use 1 ounce of this, you use 1 ounce of this. Half an ounce of this, half an ounce of that. And you know, you've got the black and the white lid. So I'll use one, pour it into the cup, and then put it aside, and then do this one. And that way, if you're interrupted, you know which one you've done. You typically use 2 cups and you have a mark on each. This is such a small canvas, I'm gonna do it in 1 cup, but if you buy a kit from me, you get the 2 cups so that you do it the right way. But you know, for something so small, and I've done it so many times that I know I'll do it right, but until you're really comfortable, you need to use the 2 cups. Because that way you get exactly the perfect amount in each cup without going over. You want to be on a level surface, and this desk is level to a degree. It's not perfect, so I do move it over to a shelf that I have that is level, like a bookshelf. But you can see I'm pouring very slow and getting it right to the line. And then putting the lid on and putting it aside. And that way, if somebody knocked on the door, my dog came in, then I know which one I've done. Because if they were both sitting here, when I come back to do the project, I'm like, oh wait, which one did I just do? You know, I might forget. So kind of get your routine in place and then don't deviate from it, and that way you will have better outcomes. But I am, on this occasion, just pouring right into the same cup up to the next line. So if I'm doing this very, very carefully, I'm still going to get, you know, the perfect ratio. But this is not the recommended way. You want to use 2 cups typically. Oh, thanks, Sissa. I'm so glad you have that too. And Christy has a sunflower. Okay, so I am ready to stir. With my stick. And Christy is timing me. 12:07, and I know I'll watch for Christy, but you're gonna just stir with your little stick. And right now it's cloudy, and I never know if y'all can see that, but it is cloudy. And I'm just gonna stir, and when 3 minutes is up, it will be completely clear. You will have bubbles in it, but that's okay. We're gonna get the bubbles out. Thank y'all for the hearts. Oh, Marlene, it's so fun. I love it so much. I love all kind of art, and I appreciate all kind of art. And I never would have dreamed that I would be so in love with glass art, but I really love it. And I'm trying not to just do glass art because I have a lot of people that may not ever do it. So, but I do really enjoy it. It's just very relaxing. Hi, Trisha. How are you today? Let's see. Oh, Brenda, thank you for the stars. Thank you, Marty, for sprinkling. I appreciate it. Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. And Mindy, bye. She had to leave. Y'all are always welcome to come, stay a little bit, pop out. You know, not everybody can stay for an hour and a half. I get that. And I'm just happy to see y'all. And I know I've said this before, but I'll go back and I go through every comment and everything, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see so-and-so. You know, I feel bad if I don't see you when you're here. Good. Glad you're doing good. Oh, Cecile, I won't use anything but art resin unless I find one that is even better. This is a little pricey. I mean, it is, but it's worth it. And the way that I do resin art by not overusing, which kind of, it's a 2-part thing. It's a little bit of being frugal, and it's a little bit, or really mostly, I don't like the drowned look, like where it's just swimming in resin. That's just not my preference for this type of art. So I know how to use just the right amount to where everything's covered, but it's not drowning in resin. The art resin, you know, this one that I use, this is the brand, is safe, non-toxic, does not smell hardly at all, and I get a headache really easily from smells, so this is the one that I love and feel the safest recommending to other people. I still say do your research and be sure that you're comfortable with it before you use it. You know, you can wear a mask and always wear gloves. You always need to wear gloves. But I do find it to be completely safe, and so that's why I use it and recommend it. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything. I should be, but I don't get a penny from them or any kind of way. So it's just what I prefer. It's already clear. So, oh, yeah. I was like, I bet you it's time. So yes, we're good. Now it does have bubbles. That's fine. We're going to get them out. But let me just take another look because I noticed one was off right there. And again, doesn't have to be perfect, but somebody might want this, and I want it to be as close to perfect as it can be for them. Okay. I'm gonna drizzle with my stick. So just get some, kind of heap it up on your stick, and then you're gonna drizzle. And this kind of allows the resin to go down in the cracks and kind of get over each little piece without drowning it. I don't want to pour it because then it just drowns it. But as long as each piece has some little bit of resin on it, it's not going to go anywhere once it cures. And just kind of make sure that you don't see any piece that doesn't have resin on it. And I'm telling you, by doing it this way, it should be good. I mean, I haven't had any issue with it not. And then I'm gonna take a little bit, this is such a small space now that, you know, we don't have a lot exposed, and I'm just gonna kind of push it around, and get, and get this kind of covering the canvas. I use my stick and I push it to the edge, but I don't go over the edge. And I also don't have so much that it's gonna pour over the edge. As you can see, I'm careful with how much I put down. So if you want to try this way also, then less is more. Just work with a little bit at a time. You've got about 30 to 40 minutes to play around with it. And that's a lot of time when you're doing this. It really is. You don't need near that, but it is self-leveling, so as long as it's placed on a level surface when you're done with this part, then the resin will continue to kind of fill into the cracks and crevices because it all drips down and then just self-levels. But you do need to get it to, you know, the edges and things like that. And turn gently, and that way you can see, you know, you just see better all the way around it. Now, if this was a larger size, I would just, you know, pour it, but really this is a 6x6 on a nice big 1.5 inch frame. So it really feels substantial, but it's a pretty small size. So I really you just don't need a whole lot of resin. Oh, and on amount, I know probably somebody might have asked or wondered, how do I know how much amount? Now, that just comes with time of doing it, but Art Resin has a calculator on their website, and all you do is plug in 6x6 or 8x10 or whatever size you're doing, and it will tell you how much resin you need, how much resin, how much hardener. And so I just know from doing it, I love this size because it's a great size for giving away. It's a great size for a shelf sitter or even tier tray if you have a large tier tray. We have a bookshelf. They go great on that little bookshelf. You know, just, it's a really good size. Plus, it's great for kits because people who've never tried this don't want to start out with an 8x10 or 11x14 or whatever. You know, they like small because that feels manageable. So it's good for all kind of reasons to have this size. I really, really love this size. Y'all doing okay? You can use the dentist tools. This actually is from Cricut, you know, the Cricut maker kind of tool. But yes, dental tools would work perfect. When I was at the Dollar Tree, I looked at they have one of these they call it a weeder, to weed the negative parts on a Cricut project, but it was the actual pick part was thick. It was like an ice pick thick, and I was like, no, I don't want that. So a dentist tool, and they do have those at Dollar Tree. That's a great idea. They probably have one in there that would be thin like this one. So I'm just pushing this up against the Rooster and then kind of bringing it to the edges. And I'm gonna have leftover. I almost always have a little bit left because I don't like to use too much. It just, for me, and like I can take some of this over here and move it over here because there is still so much, even though I'm being really careful not to overuse. You'd be surprised. It just, as it warms up, it kind of, you know what I mean, kind of spreads out. And so you can see, this is what I mean about you've got 30 to 40 minutes to play with it. I'm almost done, but I still, you know, could keep on working with it if I needed to. But there's no need to overdo it. Now, here's another thing. People have asked me, do I make sure it's smooth on the top? And it just depends. I can't even tell you when I do it. I just look at it, and sometimes I think it needs it, and sometimes I think it doesn't. I'm gonna take my stick and ever so gently, like a feather, I'm just dragging it across the top. But you can see how gentle I'm being because nothing is moving. I mean, literally like just a feather touch. And what I'm doing is just kind of spreading the resin over these pieces because as I drizzled, it just sits there on top. And sometimes I like that, it's fine. And sometimes I just feel like it needs to be spread out. And when I looked at this one, it just said spread out. So I did. I don't know. It's just personal preference. You don't have to spread it. There's no rule, no reason. I'm just doing it because it will give it, I guess, more of a glassy look. And each piece will be really shiny. But people do it all different ways, and there's no rules about that. But I think because it's black, it's already really shiny. Now see, that's why you have to have a gentle touch, because I did not. I touched that too strongly and moved it. And that's why, if you're gonna do this, you've gotta have a super gentle touch or you're gonna move your pieces and then get frustrated. And also, when you touch the edges with this resin, it just softens them. So when it's dry, you won't have any sharp edges. Okay, so that's good. Let me just take my pick and double check placement. I can, you know, remember you've got time. I can kind of move these back around if they've settled funny or not exactly where I want them. I look at it from every angle and see by turning it, I can see a place that needs a little bit of resin brought in. So just, I can take some, you know, from this and just kind of bring it in there in that crevice. But if you don't, excuse me, if you don't turn it, you won't know that. I think it looks really good. Okay, so you can use a heat gun if that's what you have. Use a heat gun. A hairdryer doesn't work great because it just doesn't get hot enough, and if you can get it hot enough, it's blowing too hard. So a hairdryer isn't that great. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate it. Yes, Sherry, it can. It can be, and hi, how are you? It can be applied to paper. Yes. Noreen, this will take about 12 hours for it to cure, but then you really need to leave it be for about 72 before you do anything with it. So I would not ship this out for a good 3 days, maybe 4. You know, just really let it do its thing. But 12 hours, I'll look at it and, you know, kind of be sure it's all good. And then usually I just keep it set over to the side for a couple of days. Thank you. Thanks, Donna. Thank you, Marlene. I'm fixing to get the bubbles out and I'll show you all that. But I don't do a second layer. But yeah, you can. I mean, if you want a really thick layer. Yeah, Christy, I have one. I have 2 silicone mats. I never use them. I used them at first and just don't use them anymore. Okay, so this is like a kitchen torch, you know, a little butane torch. I got mine on Amazon. Actually, Christy gifted it to me and she got it on Amazon. And you just fill it, the butane here. And I could show you all that another day. It's very simple. Don't be scared of this. It's very easy to use. Now, I will say, be careful because like this is paper, the surface that I have, I put down paper, and if I was to just get it off, even not very long, it will burn it, like it'll, so, you know, obviously use caution. You don't want it around kids or anything, but this will get the bubbles out the best, and a heat gun would be second. So I'm just gonna, I've turned it on and I'm just gonna quickly do a pass around the whole thing, and that's it. That's all it needs. It does not need very much because then it gets too hot. And obviously it's like fire, so it gets too hot. You missed a spot? Yeah, yes, Christy. Sometimes you do. You get like a weird spot that you want to resin again, so then you could just pour it over again. But even the best resin artists will say that their pieces aren't perfect. They have what they call like skippies or just weird spots in them, and sometimes that happens and it's nobody's fault. It's just, you know, it's just the way it is. And they sell them just like that with those imperfections in them. And the ladies who follow me regularly know that I say I think the imperfections are important, not just good, but they're important because it's a visual reminder that nothing's perfect. And as much time as we take on this and we can get it totally perfect, then the finished product is still not perfect. And that's how we are, right? We're never perfect. So be okay with, with the way you are, imperfect and all. And yes, Marlene, so that is a good, is the present level with the glass are over top of it, is the present level with the glass. I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. Is the resin level with the glass are over top of it? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you mean. Does anybody, Christy, do you know? I don't know what you're asking me. Is the resin level with the glass? Okay, I don't know, but Chrissy knew, so. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it. And then, you know, sometimes I'll kind of let it sit for a few minutes, like 3 minutes. And then if I see any other bubbles pop up, I'll do the torch one more time and just be sure. But then it's ready to be set on something level. Let's see if I can get the light on it. I don't know. I hope y'all can tell but tomorrow it will be just so shiny. You'll just be surprised, and I'll post a picture for you. What do y'all think? Do you like it? So sunglasses stick up higher. No, these are all exactly the same other than my beads that are lower. But if you look at it, like, I don't want to move it too much, but the glass is all straight across. Thank you. Thank you guys. Oh yeah, top of the glass, yes. The glass is, let's see. Let me see how I'm going to do it quickly. Can y'all see that? Does that help? I'll take some pictures kind of from angles and show you guys. But again, I will take this over here, and I have something that I set it on. So pretend it's a couple of jars. And I'll set it like this because the jars are level. I've already, you know, made sure. And then my table's level, and it will sit just like this for, you know, 12 hours, 24 hours. I'll look at it tomorrow. I'll cover it with a box that has no flies, nothing in it. And then we'll look at it tomorrow, and I'll take pictures. But it will just continue to cure overnight. Thank you guys. You could see it? Oh, good. Okay. Yes, Marlene, we did paint it. Okay. We did paint the rooster and then put down the glass because whatever you have underneath is going to show through. So because my glass isn't completely bucked up to each other, there are spaces, kind of like a mosaic. You know, you want the underneath part to be the same color or whatever you want to show. If I had wanted white underneath it, I could have left it white, but I did leave white or paint white in these spots right here. And that reminds me, I want to be sure this one looked like it was there. And I painted red underneath the little red things of the rooster and then gold underneath this beak. So it's glass over paint, correct. Yes, just put down the glass, just set it down over the dry paint. You do want your paint to be completely dry. Brenda, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you ladies were here with me. And I will post pictures. If you guys are interested in this kit or any kit, there's a message, a number you can text. You just text art kits, the word at or the @ art kits to 81010, and that will put you on my specific list just for art kits. I won't message you about anything else but art kits. If you want to be on my text list, then that's a different one. That's @ Art Grace TX. And just watch my website. Every time I list one, I put it up on the website, artgracepaint.com. And you'll see them there. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I'll show you pictures tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.